Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. So this is going to be in regards to Megan Pete, aka Meg the Stallion, and Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. She is actually a YouTuber. I don't know who she is. I just really seen her when I discovered that she was being sued by Megan for defamation. Man, oh man, oh man. This is what happens when you are putting out defamatory statements that aren't true, and you are constantly degrading people on the internet without any facts. And when I say facts, actual documentation that, proves your point. All right. So let's go ahead and hop right on into this. Hopefully, this will be a lesson to all content creators out there when it comes to, putting out statements that are not true and putting a person into false light. So we have plaintiff Megan Pete, who hereby files this action in the United States District Court of Southern District of Florida. She files this against Miss Cooper, and she alleged the following facts. So here's the nature of the action. So for years, Defendant Cooper acted and continues to act on behalf of Daystar Peterson, who is also known as Torey Lanez, as an online rumor mill churning out falsehoods about Miss Pete to her tens of thousands of social media followers. Since Mr. Peterson's 2020 indictment for felony assault with a deadly weapon after pow-powing Miss Pete to his later conviction in December 2022, up to today, Defendant Cooper performed Mr. Peterson's public bidding to the oh golly, belittle, insult, and spread false statements about Miss Pete on her online social media platforms for no reason than to bully, harass, and punish Miss Pete for Mr. Peterson's conviction and to tarnish her reputation, causing emotional distress. Mm-hmm. Denigrate. There we go. So she has done all of these, and she's not the only person, because I have, crossed a few channels that have been bashing, Megan. Everybody has their opinions, but some people go a little bit overboard with, who they are rallying for, and it's kind of giving obsessive compulsive behavior. The lengths to which Defendant Cooper goes to harass Miss Pete knows no bounds. For example, she has gone so far as to share a deep fake graphic video of Miss Pete. In June of 2024, Defendant Cooper engaged her 27,000 Twitter followers to view a Twitter post by Bimbella that shared a doctored, artificially created video of Miss P purportedly engaged in acts without Miss P's knowledge or consent. After defendant's conduct led to a firestorm of negative reactions from others, defendant doubled down in on a YouTube video on June 9th, 2024, claiming Miss P was a professional victim and denying any wrongdoing. But defendant is wrong. Her conduct was unlawful promotion of an altered depiction and causes Pete severe emotional distress and reputational harm. In another instance, on September 2nd, 2024, Defendant Cooper accused Miss Pete of having a severe drinking problem, who needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA. Defendant has no personal relationship with Miss Pete and had no basis to make such outlandish and false claims. This here, like, okay, this goes back to you. So one, why would you accuse somebody of severe drinking unless you actually known this person and have been with this person, and you physically see them picking up a bottle and drinking it on a continued basis? You can't sit there and put out. See, if you're putting stuff out there that you cannot prove, and a simple pick is not going to do. If you cannot approve. If you can't prove this, then I don't know. You deserve to get sued. That's just like somebody, you guys are watching me drinking some water, and y'all saying that, it's otherwise. Unless you are here to test what I am drinking, you can only base what I tell you. But that's how stuff gets started. Nobody here can prove that I'm drinking something other than water. Gotta be very careful. I do want to see more of these defamation suits go out because it's getting wild on Cat Williams' internet. Okay. In yet another instance on July 30th, 2024, Defendant Cooper went so far as to cast doubt on Miss Pete's mental status, asking her followers if Miss Pete has a guardian or no, and whether Miss Pete had ever been deemed legally retarded. That just pissed me off right there. We don't use those words. That's wild. Defendant low blows did not stop there. Defendant consistently resorted to name calling Miss P, characterizing her as an angry black woman and a lying AO during her online live streams. Additionally, in or around June 29, 2024, defendant tried to pull information on Miss Pete's father in an attempt to publish private information about her family and cause damage to Miss Pete's reputation. Miss Pete had repeatedly tried to stop defendant Cooper's misconduct and asked what it would take to stop being posted on defendant's platforms. In response, defendant provided the snide advice that Miss Pete should just get over it or go away. Defendant Cooper also made numerous false statements about Miss Pete regarding Mr. Peterson and the trial. Defendant's conspiratorial relationship with Mr. Peterson is troubling. Defendant acts as a paid surrogate used to spread Mr. Peterson's lies about Miss Pete. For example, on October 27, 2024, defendant Cooper falsely claimed that the firearm Mr. Peterson used to pow Miss Pete was not produced during the trial because it was missing. That is not the case. The firearm remains in the custody of the Los Angeles Police Department, and I have confirmed that with documentation in the appeal. So LAPD does have this. Defendant Cooper could have easily verified this information, but instead chose to ignore it and spread lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. This reminds me of something else. You tell a person that something is not true, but instead they choose to ignore it and keep spreading the lie. If those who know what I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. Additionally, defendant Cooper spread the false rumor that Mr. Peterson did not pow Miss Pete, even after a unanimous jury of Miss Peterson's peers decided otherwise. For instance, on October 28, 2024, defendant Cooper posted a video on her Twitter account directed at Miss Pete and asked, "Can you even prove that you was pow?" The state did prove that fact, and Mr. Peterson is currently serving a 10-year sentence for it. In May of 2022, defendant posted an image of the LAPD report from Mr. Peterson's arrest, stating that the first doctor to see Miss Pete confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before bullet fragments were discovered in Miss Pete's feet during surgery, which completely debunked defendant's post. That did not stop bloggers from picking up on defendant's post and spreading misinformation. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Defendant also attended the trial and live streamed her falsehoods during hearings. Defendants' posts consistently spread misinformation, challenging the stories of witnesses and their credibility while sharing their names online, amounting to witness intimidation. She could get in trouble for that. During the trial, defendant posts the following tweets talking about credible when we're all sitting in there. Kelsey spoke to prosecutors and told them one thing, but today says she lied. Wait, today says she lied. Kelsey says she never saw Torey pull a pow pow on Megan or pow powed her. All this case taught anyone was that your father, brother, cousin, or son could face over 20 years in prison without proper evidence, a botched investigation, and another likely suspect just because non credible witnesses said you did something. And y'all slow cheering. More recently, after posing about a lawsuit a former videographer filed against Miss Pete in April 2024 and Miss Pete's motions to dismiss, defendant also falsely claimed that Miss Pete was caught trying to deceive the courts again, referencing her testimony in the trial. Enough is enough. Miss Pete, a victim of violent crime and champion of women's rights to the millions of fans worldwide, will no longer stand for defendant's campaign of harassment. She brings this complaint for damages and equitable relief to end defendant Cooper's vendetta against her. All right, so we know Meg, she's a performing artist. Oh, dang, she's a citizen of Florida. I did not know she stays in Florida. That's crazy. Miss Cooper is a citizen of Texas and resides in Houston. Oh, do they have this backwards? They gotta have this backwards. Let me Google. Where does Milagro Cooper live? Oh, she does live in Houston. That's crazy, yo. I'm like, they gotta have that backwards. Anyways, um, let's see. Let's go down to allegations. All right, so A, here's the factual allegations. Yeah, I promise y'all, because a certain individual say facts, holla facts all the time. When I draft my pleadings now, I don't even put factual allegations. I just put general allegations because I'm so tired of the word facts. Anywho's allegations. A. Defendant is a malicious actor that operates social media accounts that spread false and harassing content. Defendant Cooper is a well-known online social media grifter who traffics in false and sensationalist narratives. Defendant controls and operates an X account under the screen name. Those are screen names. TikTok names, Instagram, YouTube. Defendant has the power to determine the subject matter and specific content that is published on her social media accounts and to remove or refrain from publishing content if she chooses. Defendant is the sole writer and or editor of every post on her social media accounts. On information and belief, defendant Cooper deployed and continues to deploy fake bot accounts on her social media accounts to attack any social media users who defend Miss Pete or criticize defendant's characterizations of Miss Pete. B. Defendant engaged in a long years campaign of harassment against Miss Pete. Throughout Mr. Peterson's trial and through today, Defendant Cooper has engaged in a campaign of harassment on behalf of Mr. Peterson to spread false and harassing messages about Miss Pete on her social media accounts based on her close relationship with Mr. Peterson and his father. In June of 2024, a deep fake video purporting to show an artificially created version of Megan the Stallion engaging in explicit acts circulated on the internet. Oh, this is so sad. It is unknown who created the deep fake video. Miss Pete had no knowledge of or involvement in the creation or distribution of the deep fake video, nor did she consent to or authorize the creation or distribution of the deep fake video. On or about June 8, 2024, Defendant Cooper published on her ex account a post that encouraged her followers to watch the deepfake video, as reported by news publication Upworks. Milagro, let's see, encourage users to check the deepfake video out. Numerous individuals followed her advice and assessed the video from Defendant Cooper's Twitter page. On June 9, 2024, Defendant Cooper published a video on her YouTube account that addressed her ex post related to the deepfake video. In the YouTube post, defendant shared an image of Miss Pete over a news chyron that questioned whether Miss Pete is a professional victim. A true and correct copy of the screenshot of the image is below. That's crazy. Defendant then shared a screenshot of X post dated June 8, 2024 that directed her followers to go to my likes. A true and correct copy of the screenshots of the images are below. Well, yep. See, look, you know what? Y'all, I am telling you, it can never be deleted. If you delete your social media posts, it can never be deleted. If you think you could delete YouTube videos, it can never be deleted. You can it gonna show that yes, it's been deleted from where you can't see it. But on the back end, we subpoena, we can get it. Defendant's likes page included a post that promoted, transmitted, posted, and or shared a publication of the deepfake video and thus provided her followers access to the deepfake video. Defendant Cooper affirmed this in her YouTube post. She stated that she told whoever follows me on social media to go to my likes to see what it is that we're discussing, which confirmed that she encouraged her followers to go watch the deepfake video. Most recently, on October 27, 2024, Defendant Cooper made the false and outlandish claim that the firearm Mr. Peterson used to pow Miss Pete had gone missing. Defendant Cooper tweeted, "Didn't I tell y'all that the pow was never presented in court and that ain't make no dang sense? They gave the serial number and breezed past it. Like, first off, who is it? Who's this? Whose is it?" Yeah. Original point, please. Origin point, please. That's what she said. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why. And here's the thing on the habeas corpus. So that is the petition for Mr. Peterson, aka Torey Lanez, that he presented to the court for them to release him immediately. Pretty much what he's saying is that he's being unlawfully detained. But who wrote this stating that the petitioner cannot file any claim of innocence as he is unable to conduct further testing since the firearm and fragments are missing? Like, who gave you that information, or did he write this? I didn't. I have to go back and look at the writ and see who wrote that, because that's interesting. Defendant Cooper's statements recklessly disregard the truth and suggested that the firearm was never presented in court because it had allegedly disappeared. It has not. The firearm remains in the custody of LAPD. It is standard procedure in California criminal cases to show an image of the firearm in question rather than present the firearm in court. Defendant Cooper could have easily verified the information, but choose to ignore it, instead promulgated promulgated lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. On October 28, 2024, notwithstanding that a jury of Mr. Peterson peers found him guilty of powing Megan Pete in December of 2022, Defendant Cooper reposted a video of herself where she discussed on trial on her ex account. In the video, Defendant Cooper asked Miss Pete, "Can you even prove that you was powed?" On October 5th, Defendant Cooper posted on her ex account, "Milagro, stop talking about the case. We moved on. Every time they lie, I'ma make y'all cry." The they defendant Cooper referred to is Miss Pete and her supporters. This is wild. And you can't say that you didn't do it because it's there. Defendant Cooper also commented in a follow up post, and if y'all believe her why is, who shot Megan, a question that's being posed, y'all so timid, speak up. Defendant Cooper was also reposted an online petition on September 15, 2024, that encouraged her followers to sign the petition to free Mr. Peterson from prison, citing exculpatory evidence when there is none. I don't know. Y'all can sign all these petitions, but those petitions actually does nothing. But anywho's, on September 2nd, 2024, Defendant Cooper reposted a video in which a talk show host stated Megan allegedly still has a severe drinking problem. For what I've heard, I think she needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA. Defendant Cooper's obsessive post about Miss P continued in August 2024 when she posted a tweet asking if Megan Thee Stallion was caught trying to deceive the courts again. And you see all the footnotes, nothing but her tweets. Nothing but her tweets. Defendant continued to spew false statements and narratives about Miss Pete. On July 30th, 2024, Defendant Cooper posted a podcast style video on X in which she states, what is Megan's mental status? Does she have a guardian or not? Has she been listed as a capable person? Has she ever been deemed like legally retarded? Like anything of the nature? Anything of the sort? On December 24th, 2023, Defendant Cooper posted the following statements on X. I'm trying to figure out which one I'm going to read. So the post says Megan wants to know what she has to do to stop being posted on certain outlets, and then says she's going to Cardi B, y'all. And we all know what that word is. Okay, so you have received. So this right here confirms that you did receive notification from her team, either her or her team or her lawyers, to stop posting. And you did anyway. And she also warned if you didn't, she was pretty much going to sue y'all like she did, like Cardi did Tasha K. My suggestion would be just get over it or go away. Cardi won her case because Tasha K handed it to her. Other than that, you're going to get posted. Oh well. Mm. I gotta keep up with this case. On June 22nd, 2023, ex-user account Holiday K shared audio of Defendant Cooper calling Miss Pete a lying blank O and claiming that Miss Pete ruined Torey Lanez's life. Defendant Cooper liked the post. Even Defendant Cooper's former friend, King Noor, exposed her for working alongside Mr. Peterson to smear Miss Pete's reputation. King Noor also noted that the Defendant Cooper has a disdain for Megan and that she talks to Tori's daddy in an effort to leak information to the press that comes from Mr. Peterson himself. Another example of Defendant Cooper's reckless disregard for the truth is a May 2022 post on her X account when Defendant Cooper's posted an image of a LAPD department report. I said LAPD department. LAPD report from Mr. Peterson's arrest stating that the first doctor to see Miss P confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass, not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before bullet fragments were discovered in Megan Pete's feet during surgery, which completely debunked the defendant's post. Nonetheless, bloggers and podcasters like DJ Academics presented defendant's post alongside conspiracy theories that Miss Pete was never shot or pow-powed. Rather than retract the false story, defendant doubled down to NBC News stating, everything is not going to be something that was intended to be factual statement. It might have a comedic effect. Defendant Cooper also doubled down on her falsehoods throughout the trial. Indeed, she traveled from Houston, Texas to Los Angeles to attend the court proceedings and live streamed her skewed take on the criminal proceedings daily to her online followers. Defendant Cooper consistently uh, denig- denigrated witnesses called by the state, including in the below examples of defendant's post. This is crazy. Megan paid Kelsey rent for a year. If that would have been Tory, that would have been a bribe. Guess what? Sean Hawley wasn't representing Tory when Kelsey says Tory said my lawyer said to word things a particular way, just like he was never on probation. These O's very slow. Let's see. She said, talking about credible, we're all sitting here in here. Let's see. And there. The audio pulled on the heartstrings of all the people that aren't willing to say, but wait, what about pow shot residue on your hands and the witness statements? Or the fact that she said nothing like this and weren't going to speak until she was told it could be her. As this case taught anyone, oh, you know what? We already read that part. Defendant intended these tweets to intimidate Miss Pete and any witness that called on her behalf of the state. For example, on her December 13, 2022 Instagram live session, Defendant Cooper called Miss Pete an angry black woman because she supposedly believed Miss Pete had an attitude during her testimony. Miss Pete had no attitude. Instead, Miss Pete's testimony was extraordinarily difficult for her as she had to recount the traumatizing events that led up to the incident. Defendant Cooper continues to spew false statements about Miss Pete and other witnesses at trial, including in the below examples of defendant's posts. Let's see. So she said, "Child F Kelsey too, but Megan was dead blank wrong." And Nikki said, "God bless this woman. In all seriousness, this woman was tormented on the internet relentlessly while pregnant with her first child, by her best friend who could have easily told people to stop. The girl, line lipo, best friend, man. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay. That's crazy." Someone trolled Kelsey and spoke ill of her deceased father, and that's disgusting. So she took it upon herself to find out it was what school they went to and called them. This the same one that claimed she did Megan's homework. White child shouldn't have reported her damn self. Ooh. Defendant's disparaging remarks had and continue to have a negative effect on plaintiff's mental and emotional state. Defendant's conduct caused and continues to cause significant personal and economic harm to Ms. Pete. It injured her reputation and standing as a professional musician. It caused severe mental and emotional harm. It caused economic harm in plaintiff's efforts to remove the various bots defendant enlists to attach plaintiff supporters. In sum, plaintiff damages exceed $75,000 exclusive of interest and costs in an amount to be determined by trial. So no less than 75,000. It's not saying that she's asking for 75,000. It's just the jurisdictional limits of this court is above 75,000. Okay. So let's be clear about that. Count one, promotion of altered depiction. So with the deep fake video, um, yeah, that's exploitation right there. So that's altered depiction. Um, and that is, yeah, this is crazy. They actually have a statute for that. So let me see. I'm gonna look. So it says a deepfake video is an altered depiction as defined under the statute. It is a digital, electronic, mechanical, and or other modification, alteration, or adaptation that depicts a realistic version of Miss Pete with a computer-generated nude body parts presented as the nude body parts of Miss Pete engaged in conduct as defined in section 847.001. which is the Florida statute, in which Miss Pete did not engage or participate. So, Defendant Cooper, she was wrong because she transmuted, published, distributed, circulated, disseminated, presented, exhibited, sent, posted, shared, and advertised it all on her Twitter account. Defendant liked an account that also promoted the video and saved the like onto her Twitter page or her X account. And then on top of that, she encouraged her followers to go to her likes so they can access the video. Count two, cyber stalking, injunctive relief. The defendant engaged in a course of conduct to communicate or to cause to be communicated images by and through the use of electronic mail directed at Miss Pete, which caused substantial emotional distress to Miss Pete and served no legitimate purpose. That is a form of harassment. Let's see. So that's cyber stalking. So we have the violation of the statute for altering a video. We have cyber stalking. We have intentional infliction of emotional distress. Defendant Cooper intentionally or recklessly inflicted emotional distress upon Miss Pete when she knew or should have known that emotional distress would result by making social media posts related to a deep fake video and the statements described above. Her con- Her conduct was outrageous as to go beyond all bounds of decency and to be regarded as odious and utterly intolerable in a civilized community. The revilement Defendant Cooper inflicted upon Miss Pete is explicit and irregardless. Defendant Cooper's conduct has caused and will continue to cause severe emotional distress, shame, humiliation, and embarrassment to Miss Pete. So, in regards to that, um, whatever the court deem is appropriate for this, that is what Miss Pete will collect. Invasion of privacy is count four. Let's see. Defendant Cooper acted knowingly and or in reckless regard to the falsity of the deepfake video and the false light that the video placed Megan in. It was highly offensive of what she did. It was objectionable. It would outrage and cause mental suffering, shame, humiliation, and hurt feelings to a person of ordinary sensibilities. Once again, Megan is entitled to recover damages from Defendant Cooper as the court determines appropriate. Megan is requesting a jury trial for all the issues to be tried. It says Ms. Pete respectfully requests that this court enter a judgment in an amount for all damages owed to Ms. Pete, including but not limited to compensatory damages, punitive damages, statutory damages, attorney fees, costs, interest, and all other damages, as are just and proper, as well as declaratory judgment to remedy defendant's unlawful behavior. So, in addition to the money, Megan wants the court to pretty much look at what Defendant Cooper has done and say, okay, you have violated these laws, these statutes in the state of Florida and elsewhere, because it's not just Florida, it's all over. So that's what a declaratory judgment is. Honestly, what do you guys, think should happen here? I mean, the damage has already been done, but at the same time, nobody should have to, go on the internet and constantly see um, these posts and pictures and people's views and all this other stuff. It's just a lot. We may not think, we were not in the situation that Megan was placed in, so we can't say how um she feels. We don't know the amount of trauma that she has endured from this. Okay. Regardless of what she has said, she still went through this. The court stated, a jury confirmed what happens. Whatever the prosecution brought to trial and presented to the court, that is what the jury based their verdict off of. So it did happen. So I'm not understanding, why is this still being brought about um months later, years later. And so Megan is asking to be, compensated for that, but she also wants the court to say, okay, enough is enough. You have violated, these statutes, and you need to stop immediately. Because if the court order says you need to, man, she better hope that they don't stripe everything from her to where she does not even have any social media accounts, and they tell her she can't make another YouTube, because that is possible. So y'all, please tell me what y'all think about this. This is another controversial topic in the hip hop world. You know, a victim is a victim, right? We don't know how the victim is, what they feel, what they have been through, but they don't deserve the scrutiny of, being lied on. Um, this is crazy that somebody would actually make a video, a whole fake AI video, and put that out there. That is against the law. When you are putting false statements out there, that is against the law. If other people share your false and defamatory statements, that is against the law, and you will be held accountable for that. Tell me what y'all think about this. What do you think the outcome is going to be in this particular situation? Comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.